Traders, welcome back to another episode of price action trading, when we are using pure price action without any indicators to understand how the market moves and what the market is telling us. The goal is to identify high probability setups, which are two-legged pullbacks or variations of two-legged pullbacks, but the two-legged pullback needs to form at the proper key entry point with the proper market context. So the goal of a price action trader is to follow the price action rules to understand the information that the market is giving us. Now, as you can see, we have quite a neutral structure. We have a trend range. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start the day with identifying the key level. This is one of those key entry points, support and the resistance line for the trend range. So this one here is a support. I try to select the low of the day. I'm just going to put it at the top, and I have a nice trend range, big move up, big move down. At the same time, I can see that these candles are working always in some form of a trend, even if it's very short term, and it is not random. There's a reason to these moves, and I want to make sure I'm on the right side of the market, so I need to identify the proper trend channel line. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select a trend line like this, and then I'm going to select trend line like this. The reason why I'm doing this is because there's a trend line rule which says after there's a break of a channel, which is right here, we expect new extreme, which happened. We have a downtrend working lower, we have a break, and we expect new extreme to be formed. So you have new low here and new high here. So this is the point of following these channels, and this is why we're learning how to draw these channels. So right now I need to draw same channel to the upside like this. We already have a break and move to new extreme, and prices are working sideways. Okay, so at this point on, what am I expecting? I don't really want to draw wide a pattern just yet. I'm in a very tight trend range, and major move was down. This was quite a strong move down, so I expect for prices to continue in this direction. Since the uptrend already played out with the break new high, we actually have second move to new high. I'm just going to wait and see what the price action is going to do. Okay, and we're pushing quite below EMA. Now, when I was watching this, I expect for prices to go down here. Uptrend played out with two legs up. What is the high probability setup that I want to take? I want to take a failed second entry long, because two-legged pullback to go long under the wrong context while the uptrend played out is most likely going to be a bad setup. Plus, there's a new downtrend that is starting. Or since I already feel that we don't even have first entry long here, let alone failed second entry long, failed second entry long may form way too down here, I'm willing to take just a lower high, because lower high can be high probability setup as well if it forms in the right context and is a confirmation setup, but it never formed and market just continue working higher. So what I'm going to do, locate another channel. And you can see prices are working to the upside. So all I need to do inside of this smaller trend range, just look at these channels and notice what's happening. We have big trend range overall, and notice how the midline is reacting. This is a two-tier trend range, and prices are struggling to make it to the top of this trend range, which is possibly indicating beginning of a bearish imbalance. However, I'm gonna pay attention to what the market is doing. Okay, we have a break new high already. So this uptrend played out. We're going sideways. And notice how this middle of the trend range is coming into play. Massive push down. Okay. So at this point on, I expect same thing I was expecting here. A lower high or failed second entry long. But once again, it's not forming near EMA, which is what I want to see. It's pushed way too far down, which is very close to this skill. So I'm going to do, redraw this again. And notice we have a new low. First entry short, pullback, second entry short. Now, what is the structure in this trend range? Possible bearish imbalance. Upper tier of a trend range is empty. We push down. So even though overall is a trend range structure, hints of bearish imbalance are present. Okay. We have a second entry short here. It looks like one leg, but we have one trigger below this bar. And we may have second short here if it triggers below this bar right here. Can I take it? I cannot. I have short-term uptrend in play, and I'm far away from EMA. So I definitely there's a gap. I cannot sell. And this uptrend may get new extreme. Notice break, new high, signal bar is bad. I don't want to short. Am I looking to go long here? I'm not. The reason, the bearish imbalance. Each new low is getting lower and lower. Stronger bearish pressure. I cannot really pick a bottom just yet. Now we have a news announcement at this point on. For that reason, you can see the big spike down. When there is a bearish imbalance, you're not fading the breakout unless you're super clear, but generally imbalances may cause the breakout to eventually work. For the reason, I'm not looking for fading to breakout because I had imbalance prior. And notice the strong bullish leg we have. So what I need to do, redraw the channel again, like this. And when I was watching this, I was looking at the pattern 2 legs out of the trend range. Market likes to move in pairs of 2s. This is why we're looking for high probability setup. So we have first leg down, correction, second leg down. This was a very slow and tight trend range prior. And they're most likely not going to get a wide downtrend just yet. So when I'm watching such a big bullish leg, I'm not really thinking about selling. Notice we have a new low, first entry short, second entry short. No, because we broke below the trend range. There's a chance we're going to pull back and we have 2 legs down. So when I'm watching this uptrend needs to get new extreme and we may get second leg to this first leg. So when I was watching this, I was expecting to get a failed second entry short back into the trend range, and we have a failed second entry short here. Now this is definitely a more advanced setup because as you can see, it is forming below EMA like this. But I used to get trapped on these setups quite a lot in the past, back in the day. This bar is so bearish. You can also treat it as a smaller congestion and you're fading the breakout. But there's a big chance you're going to pull back into the trend range once the trend range is this small. I want to give shout out to Marco from Topic Trading who helped me to understand this trap a little bit better. So I definitely recommend checking the YouTube channel. They don't upload as much because they're busy trading, but you can learn a lot of nuances from their trades. As you can see, market keeps working higher. Now we have a break and a new extreme. Okay, so at this point on, this uptrend has a break new high. I cannot really think about buying at this point on. I just need to wait what the market is going to do. Okay, and we have strong push down. Okay, so at this point on, it's pretty clear what is happening. Another major swing low that is lower than the previous one. So now the bearish bias is stronger and that is the main pattern. So as I see prices pushing lower, I need to look for possible channels. And notice the channels generally start from the first few swings and you want to make sure you have a lot of confirmation. So you can either use a big channel like this. I drew it from this point right here. At first I was drawing it a little bit tighter, I think like this. But this one gets more confirmation because you're getting the extra swing right here, already here. So notice multiple confirmations here. Geometric formation is getting confirmed here. I'm just going to put it at the bottom. And we have first entry short. I can't really take first entry. No second entry. Okay, at this point on is quite a strong bearish downtrend. So I'm switching from trend range rules where I'm looking for imbalances and I'm not really looking for wider channels to now expecting a downtrend rules to take effect. We have new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. Can I take the second entry short? Not really. Horrible signal bar. Half of this bar is a bullish stem, which indicated a lot of bulls started buying at the close of this bar, and then you didn't even take higher above this bar. I cannot take. And then you have inside bar. Okay, so there is no setup here. And notice what we have. We have micro double bottom, which I reset the count. Am I thinking about short here? I am not. Notice the very strong bullish rejection, a very strong big bullish bar completely engulfed 10 bars prior. So something is changing here. We're not touching the trend channel line. This is a sign that I need to be patient and let price action do its thing. I'm not really thinking about selling. Notice congestion. I'm going to redraw the channel. We have first leg. Okay, we're getting the reaction at the key entry point. This is good. This is what you want to see, confirming the channel. We have new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. We also have first leg up, pullback, second leg up. So this is a second entry short, but notice the signal bar is bearish. Double bar entry, yes, but it's hard to find the perfect trend line at the time. You know, it's still above EMA. Don't really like taking this setup just yet. But notice what you have, another confirmation as a lower high of this key entry point. So the trend line is getting confirmed again. And this is what you want to do. You want to sell high, sell at the top of the correction. This is where all the smart traders are selling. So this is a high probability setup. Great bearish bar. Notice how strong the momentum was. Uptrend played out with the break new high, 2 legs up. It is a little bit more advanced because it is above EMA. You need to make sure you have your key entry point in place. If you have this key entry point, you can sell above EMA. There is no problem if you have the main trend line. If you don't have a trend line, there's pretty much no tangible resistance, so it's a little bit harder to take, but it is a lower high confirmation setup of the second entry short. This lower high confirmed the second entry short. You expect another pullback here as a kind of like a failed second entry long, but it never formed. and market continued working a little bit lower. Just gonna extend this like this. We have first entry short, second entry short, horrible signal bar again. Just like here, I cannot go short. I'm not interested in selling here. Horrible signal bar, and also it's getting a little bit wedgy. Notice what is happening. Trend line working lower, support building, and this is forming a wedge. So there is little room to both sides, and this is acting similar as a congestion, which can trip you up. So you definitely have bad signal bar. I don't want to sell. I don't want to take anything. Yeah, it's getting too wedgy. Okay, and now we have strong bull spikes. What I'm going to do, since the downtrend is still play, and now we have first break of a downtrend, so I expect new extreme for the downtrend. However, I cannot ignore this bullish momentum. Just because I expect new low for the downtrend, it doesn't mean I'm going to ignore this uptrend. Okay, I want to see this uptrend get new high first and push below EMA before I start thinking about new extreme, new low for the downtrend. Okay, and now we have spike and a channel pattern. Because we have a spike, little consolidation, and notice it's allowing us to draw another pattern, spike and a channel pattern. So even though I expect new low, I cannot pretty much just randomly pick top. I need to let this bullish correction play out first. So you can see this is the bigger picture. We still expect new low for the downtrend, but I follow the short-term uptrend at the same time. Okay, you can see the spike and channel keeps holding. Now we're correcting, and now we have new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. Now this right here is the second entry long. You can also treat it as a little bit of a failed breakout out of the trading range. Now when I was watching this, I was looking for shortened channel like this, and I didn't take the second entry long, but then I took this high low, which I shouldn't have because I already had my downtrend in play. I put my stop loss below the second entry long initially, and as you can see what happened here, prices came back, barely survived on the second entry long, and once prices came back, I exited at break even. So fortunately I got this trade, but I'm gonna mark this second entry long. Even though you see that you have a downtrend working lower, this spike and a channel is in play. There's a chance you're gonna get new high, and if you're a beginner trader, you may not notice this downtrend because it didn't really form that well. It's mainly a little bit cluttered, but you can see these setups are not touching the EMA with the body, and it's always a little bit of a red flag, especially if the main downtrend was the pattern. Main bias is down. So if you're gonna go long, you really want to see great setup. This is not like a bullish structure on a bigger picture. Notice this uptrend is just part of this major downtrend, this major spike and a channel down. So for that reason, you want to respect the downtrend. You want to see really bodies of these candles closing near the EMA, but I'm going to mark it. A beginner trader can take it as a second entry long, expecting new high. So definitely not a horrible setup to take a chance here, but you can see what is happening. And now we have new high here, count reset, first entry long, pullback, second entry long failure. Now this right here is a very strong bearish rejection, failed second entry long. We ticked higher, reversed down, very strong momentum, but this bar is very, very big. Now, had this bar been a little bit smaller, this would have been great high probability setup to take, because at this point on, once this short-term downtrend is working lower, you expect now that you're going to make it all the way to the bottom of this trend range at least, and possibly create the new low for the main channel following the rules. So you can see good failed second entry long, but it is a little bit too big, and market keeps pushing lower. So what I'm going to do, going to expect a brand new move down. Actually, I'm going to extend it like this because I'm getting more confirmations. You can see right now this is confirming the main bias. The main downtrend right now is in effect. The bears are taking control, and we expect new low and a very strong move down, and we created new low for the downtrend. However, notice how strong this spike down was. So even though we have new low for the major downtrend, this one right here, there's a still chance we're gonna get new low for this spike because it's such a massive spike down. I'm gonna zoom back. Notice major break, new extreme. This failed second entry long is really a decent setup. It ticked higher, reversed down. You know what, I'm going to mark it as red because I noticed a couple traders took it and it fits the rules. Now we expect to get a break and a new extreme even for this channel. Okay, we may not get it. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so I already see that I have leg, sideways structure, and almost new extreme. I get a second entry short, but I cannot sell because I'm far away from EMA. Okay, still far away from EMA, congestion, and market created push down, which we formed a micro double bottom. Notice this is not technically new low just yet, but it's very close to new extreme, and we have very strong push up. So I'm going to do just redraw the short and uptrend. Now I can reset the count. So we have first entry short. What if I don't reset the count and I have first entry short, second entry short failure? Can I take this failed second entry short? I cannot. Notice how the body is not touching the EMA. It's only touching barely with the tail. It is too high. For that reason, I cannot go long here even if I'm bullish. But notice what we have now. Can't reset because you can see micro double bottom or quite large double bottom can reset the count. So I can treat it as a first entry short here, pull back, second entry short. And it's a great signal bar, great high probability setup. I was thinking about this setup, but I was a little bit worried that we don't have quite new low for this downtrend. We only had double bottom. So I thought there's a chance for market reading one more push down. But as you can see, this is very close to creating new extreme with such a strong push above EMA and EMA holding. And also this support is holding as well. You can see the support here is coming to play here. EMA is holding, great bullish bar. This uptrend is in play. So this is a decent setup. You had to sweat a little bit, but eventually market continue pushing higher. What I'm going to do, extend the channel like this because we have more of a confirmation of the bullish momentum. Okay, right now it's very close to FOMC announcement, to Jerome Powell speaking, and now you have FOMC. This is why you have such a big volatility and such a big price spike. So generally don't want to be trading right when this volatility mess is happening. You can see how these bars are 3 times as big as the bars earlier. But you can trade fairly shortly after because this is not a regular FOMC announcement. This was just Jerome Powell speaking. We have a break, new high. Now we push below EMA. Gonna redraw the channel. There is no high probability setup. We have a break, new low formed. Okay, and we have a strong push above EMA. Okay, so what is the bias? Notice I'm gonna zoom back. At this point on, analyze the bias. Who is more in control when you're watching this market? The main downtrend played out with the break new low. You had reversal pattern push above EMA here, and right now we have very strong massive bullish spike. Okay, so even though this has a break and a new high, the downtrend already has a break new low as well and massive push above EMA. So there is no strong downtrend. This push above EMA is confirming the bullish bias. So I'm always thinking bullish at this point on, and I'm looking to buy. And notice what we have. New low formed, first entry short, pull back, second entry short, great strong bullish signal bar. Everybody who sold below this big bearish bar just got trapped. This is a great failed second entry short, high probability setup, and market keeps working higher and keeps working higher. Okay, and as the market keeps working higher like this is where I have to look for bigger pattern, because this is a very strong move up. There's a chance there's going to be a bigger pattern. At first I was playing a channel like this, which is not fully confirmed, but it doesn't matter. Important thing is to realize that I am trading a very strong bullish bias. We only have first entry long here. I'm gonna redraw the short and downtrend. First entry long, and market is pushing lower. Okay, am I worried about this push down? No, the main bias is still bullish, but I'm a little bit worried that we don't have confirmation here, and this channel is not really that great. And notice what is happening. Okay, I can see that at the bottom here, we also have already swings offering us possible place to spot a channel. So what I can do, I can look for channels something like this. And you can see it's getting confirmed nicely. I'm just gonna copy it, put it at the top. And notice what happened. Main bias remains bullish. So I have the context down. The short and downtrend played out with the first leg, pullback, second leg. So the correction is over. Okay, we have a break new low, which indicated the bears played out. Strong push above EMA is confirming the main bias, and we have two-legged correction down. So at this point on, I'm just waiting for a high probability setup to go long. Possibly same setup like this, repeat pattern, or even second entry long. Notice, very strong push up, so I'm going to redraw even the shortened channel. We have new high, first entry long, micro, double top, resisted count. But notice what we have. New low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure. Great big bullish bar pushed above EMA, and also you can treat it as a visual two legs, first leg down, second leg down. So you have visual two-legged pullback and a failed second entry short, and the bias is so strong bullish. Notice this is the context, and notice how strong bullish it suddenly appears if you compare it to our earlier price action at the very beginning of the day. It's twice as big, twice as strong. For that reason, you're only thinking about bullish and you're just looking for high probability setups to go long while the corrections are playing out. So this right here is a great high probability setup, visual two-legged pullback and failed second entry short, because if the market is in uptrend, you're counting for second entry shorts, not to go short, but to see how many sellers are going to get trapped and market continue working higher. And what a great trade this was. I actually took this trade right here, and funny enough, I took my biggest runner in my trading career on this trade right here, because notice market keeps pushing higher without any significant pullback. So all I'm doing, trailing it one tick below significant swing, and notice market just keeps pushing lower. Now at this point on, the bias is clearly bullish. That's all information you have from the price session. You're just looking for two-legged pullbacks to go long. And notice we have a little reaction here. I can extend it just a little bit like this. This is not a significant overshoot by any means. I have clearly bullish structure. I have a little break, new low. I have new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. Is this a high probability setup? It is, because this is very strong uptrend at this point on, and you can definitely be buying more aggressive setups. But this is a nice second entry long, so this is not even a first entry long, not too aggressive, just great second entry long, high probability setup. And notice quick easy scalp. Failed second entry short here, new low, first entry short, second entry short failure, but far away from EMA, I can't take it. And now we have another second entry long, new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. But doji bar below EMA, it's not even close to being triple test. I mean, a little bit, but there's still room. You know, you can reset the count and see regular second entry long, but even this setup worked. And notice it keeps pushing higher. So this is a strong indication that you are trading a very strong uptrend. And this is basically what we as traders are hoping for. But notice what we have. We're overshooting this main channel. An overshoot can lead to break of a channel, possibly reversal. Now, we're definitely not going to get reversal on a strong uptrend like this. This is extremely strong uptrend. But this overshoot helps me to expect a little bit stronger pullback. We have first entry long, pullback, second entry long. And now we have a dilemma. Can I go long here? I can, but it's definitely a bit more aggressive. I don't really want the market as high probability setup. Once the structure is this strong, you can almost take pretty much any long, because the bias is so strong bullish, but it is a little bit more aggressive. The great thing about this setup is that you have a clear break, clear new extreme, and such a strong bullish rejection. Notice another correction, first entry long, second entry long, but we still have overshoot. Not really want to take it. And you can see this time it would have failed, so it's better to respect it. Now we have double trap, possibly tempting. And now we have high low. So we have first entry long, second entry long, now double trap, and now you have high low confirming the double trap. So now even if you have overshoot, this high low is such a great confirmation setup, because EMA keeps holding, which is a good confirmation, and the bias is so strong that there is still enough momentum for possible scalp. So this is a great trade. You can see market keeps reversing down. And this is what happens after overshoot. Now, if I'm going to look back, you can make a case for taking a long here, definitely. But you can see it's a little bit more aggressive, because you can get stopped out here. And I like waiting for these higher lows after overshoot. The bias is so strong that you can definitely make a case for a couple of these two-legged pullbacks. So if you took this right here, for example, because it's such a nice rejection, strong bullish push up, definitely a valid setup, but just a little bit more aggressive. And you have to be okay with the fact that you're taking a little bit more risk. If you're taking setups like these, you cannot have a losing trade and then, you know, be shaken and stop trading. You need to keep trading these setups because you want to make sure you got the probabilities on your side, the statistics on your side. I'm drawing it a little bit wider due to the overshoot. And notice how the structure is behaving. Notice how long the sideways movement is compared to the earlier structure to the upside, which is confirming that it is acting like overshoot and we have stronger correction. But at the same time, I cannot sell because we have clear bullish uptrend strong. Okay, what is happening? And we have massive push above EMA. Okay, so now, wow, what a strong push above EMA. So it looks like we may not get break of a channel at all because this is a very strong and healthy bullish uptrend. So in fact, what I can do, I can tweak the trend line just a little bit, or I can just move it a little bit higher here because I'm getting now more information. And let me see, this is where we bounced. So I can just work with the information market is giving me, and notice I'm going to connect it with these swings right here because I have so much bullish price action at this point on. I still get the overshoot. It's bounced here, two legs to a new extreme, first leg down, second leg down, confirmation of the little bit tighter channel, and market strongly pushed above EMA. So this is why I'm redrawing the channel, because I see very strong confirmation here and I'm combining the overall bias. Okay, and you have very strong push up. So definitely now you have to redraw it and make it a little bit tighter, because there's a reason why prices bounce all the way from here to the upside. Notice my earlier channel was a little bit loose, and this would not explain why the prices bounce in the middle of nowhere. So for that reason, it's completely okay to make it a little bit tighter because I'm still getting the same information from the market basically. I have new high, first entry long, break, new low, and I have second entry long. First leg down, second leg down. This right here is a second entry long of two key entry points, EMA and the trend line. Great big bullish bar, uptrend is extremely strong, and notice it keeps holding, and notice how it keeps pushing higher and higher. Notice how strong the uptrend is. This is pretty much a day where you can just click a buy button and there's a 90% chance that it's going to work. Look at it go. But there is no really safe setup, no clean second entry long at the EMA. You can see very strong uptrend, very strong uptrend. You can definitely be a little bit more aggressive because this is so strong. You definitely don't want to keep picking top, thinking that the market has to turn, has to reverse. Okay, second entry long, but we're below EMA. But once again, this is such a strong uptrend that you can take even this second entry long. But I really want to make sure, if the market is moving so fast, why am I going to take a risk taking sketchy setup if there's a high chance the market is going to really form a clean setup soon? Okay, you can see congestion now. No great signal bar, no great setup. Okay, trend lines coming into play. Massive bounce. You actually can reset the count here and you have first entry short pullback, second entry short failure. I kind of glide over it, but now that I'm looking at it, it's really nice setup because you reset the count here because you have multiple matching bottoms. First attempt to sell, pullback, second attempt to sell. Two key entry points are holding, breakout pullback pattern of this congestion, and this is now acting as a support. So you can make a case for this failed second entry short because the bias is so strong. It's off the main trend line again. Simple price action. Redraw the downtrend. Small little break, new extreme on the 1 bar, and you have first entry long. It failed, and now you get second entry long, closing above EMA, and is the first break, major break of this uptrend. So you expect to get new extreme. Notice the strong market keeps working. How you even have high low here, but it's a little bit too far up. You have a new high, first entry long, count reset, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, EMA keeps holding. High probability setup, second entry long. It even looks like a visual 2-leg down like this. And you have another high low here, but this time you're close to these highs. But you can see you can pretty much buy anything. I can mark most of these setups because market just keeps pushing higher. So very extremely strong uptrend. So this uptrend is every trader's dream because it's almost impossible to get a losing trade. You can see almost every single two-legged pullback is working. You just see two-legged pullback, you just buy at the EMA, buy at the trend line, and you can catch some massive runners. Notice this trade right here, gigantic runner. I took this trade right here and I caught my biggest runner in my trading career, almost 50 points, which is extremely a lot because you combine the big move with the market volatility, because the volatility really picked up. So even though it looks big move, normally if the market is slow, this can be 20 points. But today, this was almost 50 points. So this was my biggest runner. And just goes to show that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to catch a couple of these great runners and it can change the math completely. If you catch a couple of these runners every single month, it can completely give you a cushion and you're able to perform much better psychologically in the future because you know you got some money saved up for those losing trades in the future. So it's good to see great price action back because we had very slow and choppy days. Even this price action, very tough to trade. Yesterday was also quite tough, but finally we get the nice price action that we want with almost unlimited possibilities how to find high probability setup.